One of the most abundant native bird species in North America, this distinctive, stocky little bird is right at home in wetlands and suburbs. The sound of males singing from the tops of cattails and reeds is a sure sign that spring is near in southwestern Ontario. The Agelaius phoeniceus, more commonly known as the Red-Winged Blackbird, is a member of the family Icteridae, which includes the bobolink and orioles. Highly adaptable and social, the omnivorous red-winged blackbird often migrates and roosts in groups that can number up into the millions. The red-winged blackbird has many subspecies, with one being the bicolored blackbird, commonly found on the coast of California and in northern Mexico. The red-winged blackbird has an anisodactyl arrangement of its feet, with 3 toes facing forwards and 1 toe at the rear of its foot. This helps it perch on branches and reeds. This species exhibits sexual dimorphism, common to many birds in its family, where the male develops striking colors to defend its territory and to attract mates. The diet of the red-winged blackbird is usually a variety of insects during the summer months. They will also feed on snails, frogs, eggs, carrion, worms, spiders, and mollusks. During the winter, they switch to a diet of mainly corn, wheat, and weedy seeds, such as ragweed, sunflowers, and waste grains. Red-winged blackbirds often flock in large numbers between their short migrations to their nesting grounds. Males will arrive ahead of the females to secure their territory and establish themselves. During the breeding season, males will spend most of their time perching high above their territory and singing with their signature call. When their territory is threatened, male red-winged blackbirds will attack other animals and larger birds, and occasionally humans that venture too close. Males will perform wing spread displays using their vibrant red-yellow shoulders and calls to fend off other males from their territory. The males will choose their territory depending on the available resources, such as plentiful food, water for drinking and bathing, and tall grass for safe nesting. Female red-winged blackbirds are streaked and are mostly dark brown, being pale on the breast and sometimes having white or beige around the eyebrow, often being confused for a large sparrow. They spend most of their time slinking through the shoots of reeds and grass to collect food and nesting materials. They do not display or call as conspicuously as the males of the species do. They instead respond to their calls with a series of 3 to 5 chirps. The pattern on their feathers camouflages them well for their environment and is thought to assist them in safely nesting. Red-winged blackbirds will often spend their breeding season in wet places like freshwater or saltwater marshes, where they will build their nests inside low shoots of marsh plants, shrubs, or trees. They also breed in drier places like sedge meadows and fallow fields, where they will nest in the tall grasses, goldenrod, and the willow and alder trees. Females will build their nests out of twiny plant material around several upright stems, where she will weave in more vegetation to create a platform over the course of a few days. Around it and on top of this, she will add wet leaves and rotted wood, and on the inside she will cover the walls in mud, creating a cup-like depression. As a final step, she will line the inside of the nest with a fine, dry grass, creating a comfortable place to raise her young. The red-winged blackbird is one of the most recognizable examples of resource defense polygamy, where one male will defend over 10 females in his territory. This, however, does not guarantee he will mate with all of them, and the females in his territory will often mate with other males, and they will lay clutches of mixed paternity. A red-winged blackbird's clutch will usually consist of 2 to 4 pale blue-green to gray eggs, with dark speckling and blotching and a matte finish. Its eggs are oval-shaped, measuring about 2.5 centimeters in length. The eggs will be incubated by the female for 11 to 13 days, where they will then hatch and remain in the nest during their rapid 11 to 14 day growth into fledglings. In juveniles, both sexes share similar coloration to an adult female, except they do not have the yellow-orange coloration on the sides of the head and the lower body. The male has not yet developed its brilliant red shoulder spots to their full size and with significant spotting. The female coloration is similar to that of the adult. However, it has much more black and dark brown under the throat and lower body. The post-juvenile molt occurs generally between 45 and 60 days after the bird has left the nest, usually starting sometime in August. This is a complete molt of all juvenile plumage. And after this molt, during the fall and winter, it will molt again, with the male having black specks on its yellow and red feathers, with them being much less saturated. Its feathers appear much more scaly and having a rusty beige color on the tips and edges of its black feathers. Females have more beige on the chest as compared to the breeding adults, and lack the yellow or salmon coloration around the chin and throat. The breeding plumage sees the males develop their iconic, even, glossy black body feathers and saturated red and yellow shoulder badges, while the females unveil their subtle camouflage patterns to skulk within the reeds. The red-winged blackbird has many predators, such as owls and red-tailed hawks. If their nest is left unattended, ravens, grackles, snakes, and other opportunistic predators will feed on the eggs and occasionally their chicks. Due to the high rate of predation, adaptations have formed. One such is parents nesting together in groups, increasing the likelihood of detecting and repelling a would-be predator or brood parasite, like the brown-headed cowbird. Both the male and the female will often use mobbing to defend the nest from intruders and predators. Another strategy often employed is to nest over water, where it is much more difficult for a land animal to reach and attack the nest. Although they are still plentiful, the population of the red-winged blackbirds is slowly declining. Their habitats in wetlands and nesting grounds and hayfields are often being developed into farmland or suburbs. Changes in weather patterns and harsher winters also increase the difficulty of breeding. There is a chance in the future that the red-winged blackbird could become threatened. Thank you so much for watching my video on the red-winged blackbird. I really appreciate it. I recently got into birding, and going out in the morning and seeing these guys just screaming all the time has been really nice.